3 in the Mini Challenge at Eastern Creek, a brand new championship for our massive year of motorsport. Neil McFadden, Grant Denyer front row, and Grant has got the jump.
Great start from Paul Stokel too on the second row. He's got a good start. Bargs just seemed to get a bit of lag, and he's got, is it Peter Fiore up on the inside?
It's close through turn 1.
Here we go.
Denyer leading the way.
Yeah, you can see some action there, the inside. The guy's having a bit of a dice here, trying to set yourself up. Now, if you can hang on to the outside here, you'll be in the perfect place for turn 3 on the inside. And, of course, down into turn 4 under brakes.
A wide, varied field of drivers from all sorts of backgrounds. It's Denyer who leads the way. Neil McFadden, Paul Stokel, Jason Bargwanna slipping back there. There is Gary Young, last year's performance car champs in a Mini. You look at McFadden, he pounces on Grant Denyer.
What a great move. That's really trying to catch him off guard early on while the tyres are still a bit cold. Now particularly front-wheel drive cars, and the first couple of laps, the rear tyres aren't quite up to temperature, so they can be a little skatey in the rear, a little bit oversteery. So that was a great move from McFadden there, up the inside of Grant. Coming into turn 9, and overtaking opportunity.
Oops, Stokel's going to nab Denyer too.
Big move. That's a big move. Great move from Stokel.
Oh,
someone inside. Who was that?
That's not the way to treat a new car.
That Bargs.
Bargs
you can see Bargs has had the little tap there with Stokel, lost a bit of ground, and then lost ground on the inside to
Paul Fiore. Yeah. So Neil McFadden's doing what he's done all weekend, pouncing on the first lap, sprinting away, and letting the rest of them sort themselves out. He's driving for Peter Dillman's M3 Motorsport team this year. Back on board though with Jason Bargwanna.
Yeah, let's see what Bargs can do here. You can see he hasn't got quite as good a run out of the last corner as Paul Fiore in front. See if he can do anything through turn 1. Lots of ground can be made through turn 1. It's unbelievably fast. Even in these cars, it'd be upwards of 180, 190 kilometres an hour.
Turn 2, 2 former Gold Star champions at the front of this field with 24-year-old Neil McFadden, but Paul Stokel trying to sneak his way through there. Had to use some of the grass as well.
I must admit, Paul's car looks a lot more competitive in this race than it did previously, so perhaps it's taken him a little bit of time to... I know he only stepped into the car during the course of practice this weekend, and he's obviously just starting to come to terms with what these little Minis require. Yeah, that was a great move there from Bargs. It was always going to be on one of the very technical passing opportunities around this place. If you can get nice and close at turn 4, always an opportunity there.
So Bargwanna moves through to position 4. Neil McFadden still leading the way.
And Neil's doing a really good job here. He's really got settled into a rhythm now on the second lap. Tyres are probably starting to normalise in temperature and pressure, and he's just having a clear track to concentrate on his own line and his own performance.
Now, we just saw a quick shot there. Car 5, Nathan Gear, is the fastest on the track. A name not very familiar in, I guess, this level of racing, but he's won the BMW E30 Championship that they run as a state series in Victoria. He's a BMW technician from Melbourne by trade, but he's doing pretty well as a race car driver also.
He's doing a great job. I'm not sure, Paul might have had a bit of a slip up in the previous corner there, maybe braking for turn 9. He's given away a little bit of ground to Jason Bargwanna. But again, you can make the most of the opportunities while the cars are on with the tyres coming up to temperature. And perhaps now the more experienced guys have, working their cars a bit harder, they're able to ease away a little bit.
We talk about the tyres, a Dunlop control tyre. They have 6 tyres to use over the course of the weekend, so you have to really manage the bank. This is Ian Sherrin in the Sherrin Rentals car, a regular in Carrera Cup, also competing in the Mini Challenge. He's in 9th spot at the moment, fighting with Gary Young, the former performance car champ from last year, who's running in the Aussie race cars as well this year. So there's a lot of guys here getting a lot of racing on board in 08.
Yeah, we've got a great varied mix of experience and I suppose inexperience, and good for the guys with less experience to match it with these guys. Let's have a look at the start. As you can see, struggling to get the front tyres to the ground. There'll be a really nice little technique to getting them going. And Neil actually might have missed the reaction to the light there. He was a little bit slow getting away.
On board with Grant Denyer. It was a very good start in the Deco Rug car. But back with Neil McFadden, who is leading the way. Paul Stokel tucked up into second spot.
Now, one of the issues you get with front-wheel drive cars is you have to do the braking, the turning and the accelerating all through the front axle. Now, that places an enormous amount of pressure and makes the setup of the car extremely important.
How about that for setup? Bugs lifted the left rear wheel there.
Yeah, Bugs having a bit of a dip. He's been known to have a bit of a dip. He's a pretty exciting character on the track and trying to make the most of every opportunity. So what we could see a bit later on as the tyres go away is how the guys are managing those front Dunlops, particularly, you know, with the braking and the turning and obviously the acceleration. A bit of a move happening here. He's trying to set himself up. Nathan Greer, a little bit of oversteer in the middle there. That's one place you don't want to get it wrong, let me tell you.
He's going for a move at 2. He's going to give Bugs one in the door. Excuse me, coming through.
Yeah, definitely very hot in there, very hot. And Bugs sort of did a good job getting out of his way in some way and not getting a lot of damage to the car. So a little bit over-ambitious perhaps at that one.
Lack of respect there for the Bathurst winner. Gee. I know Bugs is absolutely relishing this. He had a quick drive of one of these cars before this weekend, but he's just loving being back in a racing car. It was such a demoralising thing to have happen on the eve of the V8 Supercar Championship Series where the WPS racing team closed down, but he's been driving a V8 this weekend. He did take part in Friday's practice with the Glenfords racing team, but that was a late move at turn 2.
Yeah, that was a big dive. You know, the cars do have a limit of adhesion under braking, and look, sometimes you can get it wrong. You just, you know, obviously everyone's trying to have a go and get an opportunity. You know, Bugs probably didn't close the door as much as he could have, but probably wasn't expecting the dive at the same token.
So McFadden leading the way. We're on lap 4 of 10 at Eastern Creek. This is the final race of the Mini Challenge, but something different with this category that we don't have in other categories is weight penalties. You can come up with a win in the round this weekend and get the trophy and think things are great, but you're going to get a 25-kilo weight penalty for round 2.
Well, believe it or not, this is going to play into the strategy of this championship this year. You know, these guys will be, particularly at the first round, they're obviously getting a feel for where they are, how the cars have to be driven, and what little tweaks they can make to gain an advantage. But come the later races in the championship, the weight ballast system is going to play an integral role in how they manage their championship and how it's ongoing throughout the course of the year.
The winner will get 25 kilos, second will get 15 kilograms, third will get 10 kilograms. So that's an extra trophy for finish on the podium.
Well, it is, and it changes lots of things. It changes how the cars perform, not only in qualifying, but over a race, and, you know, how well they have to manage the tyres. It could also change the way they go about setting the cars up. So there's lots of things that they'll have to be thinking about as the course of the year goes on, as the weight gets applied.
Chris Oxley there in the number 14 car, former Lotus racer, just going by Ricky Occhipinti, a former Formula 3 and Formula 4000 open wheeler driver. First time for Ricky in a car with a roof, which is a bit of a change.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be, mind you, it's probably one of the better cars. I would say at the moment these cars are probably underpowered and over-gripped to a degree, which is a great way to go into a touring car formula. The biggest thing you find, and it's with all young drivers coming from open wheelers, is touring cars clearly are a lot heavier, and getting used to the weight and how that moves around on the tyre takes a bit of time. So Ricky's doing a great job.
Including the driver, these cars are weighing in at 1,150 kilograms. They've got race-bred suspension, 17-inch rims as we spoke about, a control Dunlop tyre, racing exhaust. They're 4 cylinders, they're turbocharged, so they get up and go. That's what Neil McFadden's doing. He's leading the way at the moment from Paul Stoker, with Grant Denyer holding on to third and Jason Bargwanna back in fourth. But this is another of the championships that has worldwide significance, because the Mini Challenge is in New Zealand, it's in Germany, it's in the UK, so it's a worldwide formula where all the cars are the same, just like Carrera Cup.
Well, single spec classes are the way to go for you know, young guys and experienced guys getting in. You can really get a good opportunity of how you're going compared to the experienced guys.
Neil McFadden leading the way in race 3, the Mini Challenge at Eastern Creek.